Although again, it's a quick little thought, or maybe it's not so little. A lot of organizations talk about, focus on brand. And one of the contexts we use that is in branding, isn't it? Just making sure that all your stuff, your signage and your website and your paperwork and all these kind of things have a really clear and distinct brand that sends the kind of message that you want to send and that it's consistent. But another context within which we think about brand is in response to questions like, what's your brand like with your customers or with your community? In other words, what do they think about you? What do they say about you? How do they perceive you? And some organizations, particularly commercial businesses, spend huge amounts of money just trying to get people to think good things about them. And probably one of the best example is T-Mobile. And it's a fair few years ago now, but they were groundbreaking in this way. They do things like a flash mob dance at a big railway station in London, or they get a group of singers who have songs about people coming home, and they go to Heathrow Airport and wait for someone who fits their song and sing it to them, these kind of things. So you don't know when you watch this who the company is, what they do. They don't say anything about what they do. There's nobody from the company in the advert. It just makes you feel good. And then when they put T-Mobile up at the end, you think, oh, they're a good company. But there's some organizations that can't do that. Local councils, for example, if they did a whole load of advertising like that, they'd get pretty heavily criticized for spending money on those kind of things. The police service, for example. And the other thing with those organizations is not everything that they do is 100% popular with everybody all the time. So what can organizations like that do when it comes to improving their brand with their community? And if there is anything they can do, then does that apply to everybody? Well, yes, you see. And I've got an example. I know a young lady who she went to the UK, and her and her friends went and stayed in a town in Cornwall. And I'm from Cornwall, as you might guess when I say words like Cornwall. And I won't tell you the town because I'm not going to be overly complimentary about it. It's okay. It's a little rough around the edges, but it does have an incredible beach, which is why they went there. And one evening, this young lady went walking down to the local shop, like a 7-Eleven or a Spar shop, they would call them in the UK, or a Foursquare in New Zealand. And she's on her way back. It's just beginning to get a little bit dark, and a police car pulls up beside her. The driver winds the window down and says, hi, how you doing? Where are you off to? And she explains that she's just going up the road to an Airbnb. He says, I'll just sit here and watch you home. The young woman says to the guy, or asked the guy, what would you do if I was a kilometre away? And he said, I'd probably just pop you in the back of the car and drop you home. Now, I know, because I talked to her about it, that one interaction, maybe I'm exaggerating, her and her group of friends just suddenly thought that every member of the Devon and Cornwall Police were like superstars from that one interaction. Do you see what I'm saying? So does everybody in the organisation realise that every interaction that they have with the public, everything the public hears about them, because these things spread, don't they, has a real impact on brand, whether that be positive or negative? And of course, that doesn't just apply to these organisations that have these challenges and that some of the things they do aren't terribly popular with everybody all the time, and that they're very limited in the kind of advertising and publicity that they can do. It applies to everybody, doesn't it? Interested in your thoughts. And what I'd really like to hear is some examples, maybe positive and negative. If you can share those, that would be great. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and talk soon.